All right. Hello, Coach Polite back here with you out here in Wichita, Kansas, the Dub K. Um, Going back through some of our week one math. This packet is from our eighth grade math package that our district handed out to students here in the district. So I'm just going back through week one. Week two will be coming out tomorrow. First of all, giving out prayers to everyone as we deal with this coronavirus situation. This is why we're actually here online right now. So send out prayers and prayers, please, for my mother. She's 94 years old in a nursing home and being quarantined right now to her room. And I know there's a lot of other people dealing with the same type of situation with loved ones in prisons. I have a brother in prison who I got to talk to yesterday and said it's really crazy there. And so things are really happening around us. So let's keep everyone in prayer. Today we're looking at the complementary and supplementary angles for in our eighth grade packet here. And those of you who know me or might not know me, we have different programs that I'm a part of here in our school district and our city. One is Books Over Balls with our high school student athletes, and then our middle school junior league football challenge, where we're trying to put the student back into the student athlete. And then our BASE program, which stands for Better Academics and Social Excellence, with a group of young men of color that are trying to do the right thing in school and doing very well. So this work will be a part of their packet as well. And so, guys, families, take time to master this simple stuff that we're sharing right now. It's really simple, but it's stuff that you'll use over and over again. So our learning services department here has done a great job in putting these packets together to get those fundamental algebras and geometry skills that you need. And they can be used wherever you're at: Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Atlanta, South Carolina, just to name a few places that I've had the great opportunity to work: Detroit, LA. So math is math wherever you go, guys. So you can go to usd259.org also and download the packages as well that our school district is providing here in Wichita. And so what we're looking at now is how do we write and solve an equation to determine the measure of an angle in each angle in an angle pair. So we know that complementary means that two angles added together, they're equal to 90 degrees. And if they're supplementary, they're equal to 80 degrees. Okay. So two very simple concepts there. See if I can draw on this thing here. I'm learning, getting a little better. Still not as good as I need to be, but hey, it's okay. So the complementary, they're 90 degrees, supplementary, they're 180. So let's look at how that would work in a problem. They did one example there. I'll do an example for you here. It says angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. So once again, that means if I add them together, they equal 90 degrees. The measure of angle 2 is 20 degrees larger than the measure of angle 1. So what I've done here is just say, well, if they're complementary, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90 degrees because they're complementary. Let's call angle 1, let's let that be x, and let's let angle 2 be x plus 20 because it's 20 degrees larger. And so if I set this up in the equation, I would simply say that x plus 20 is going to be equal to 90. And then we're just going to solve that. So our next line, we'd add those like terms like we did in the previous lesson and say that 2x plus 20 is going to be equal to 90 degrees. Easy enough. Now we're going to solve this simple equation here, just a simple two-step equation, which would basically tell me that what I need to do is subtract 20 from both sides of the equation. I'm going to subtract 20 here, okay, because we have to subtract. So we're trying to get rid of the 20 there. And so my next line would simply say that 2x is equal to 70. And then the way we're going to solve that, I'm going to come over here. So I'll go down to the next line there. And I'm going to say, let me write the equation again. So 2x, if 2x is equal to 70, okay, then we're simply going to say that we're going to divide both sides by 2, and we would have x being equal to 35, okay? And so angle 1 was 35, okay? And we said that angle 2 it would be equal to, so angle 2, that's angle 1, so angle 2 is going to be equal to x plus 20. So that's just going to be equal to 35 plus 20, which would just be equal to what, 55. Okay. And we know that 55 plus 35 would give us 90. So we know we have two complementary angles there. Okay. Now we're going to look at this problem here, the second one here. We're going to have the supplement of two angles there. Okay, so as we look at this example 2 or problem number 2 here, I've just set it up for us. So we got angle 1 is equal to x, angle 2 is equal to x plus 18. Together they equal 180. And then here, if we set this equation up here, where watch my marker here, that x plus 18, which is those two angles together, equals 180 because they're supplementary. Okay, that's the key here. They're supplementary. Okay, then you want to look at the fact that we have, subtracting 18 from both sides. Well, first we put the two x's together. So 2x plus 18 is 180. Subtract 18 from both sides. Our new equation says 2x is equal to 162. I moved it up here. We have to remember we're trying to isolate x, solve for x. And so we divide both sides here by 2. Okay. And that takes away the 2 there. Then 162 divided by 2, we get x is equal to 81. Okay. And then we have x plus 18 to find our second number, our second angle, which is angle 2, which is 18 plus 81, or 81 plus 18. And that gave us 99. So angle 1 was 81, angle 2 was 99. And if you add those together, you get 180, which means that they are supplementary. Okay, so that's question number 2 there. Okay, and as we look at this third problem, I'm just going to set that one up for you and let you solve it yourself. So it tells us that the measure of angle 1 is 3 degrees less than twice the measure of angle 2. Wow, that's a mouthful. Easy stuff, though, if you just think about it, okay? Let's let angle 2 be equal to x this time, okay? And then we said that angle 1 was 3 degrees less than twice the measure of angle 2. Well, if angle 2 is x, then twice the measure of angle 2 would be 2x, and 3 degrees less than that would be 2x minus 3. And if we set that up in an equation here, we have x, which is angle 2, plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 90. Why is it 90? Because it said they're complementary, okay? And we're going to let you solve that by adding your like terms and getting rid of your 3, and then simplifying this until you find x and 2, angle 1 and angle 2. We're going to do vertical angles on another video here, so it doesn't get too long. Peace and blessings.